Hi guys, welcome back. Okay. All right, good. All right, this one is about the respiratory system. So a good continuation from our earlier cardiovascular system and the blood. Because when we have this blood circulation, what's the function of blood? A lot of those, but one of those is that blood has a red blood cell, white blood cell. What's the function of red blood cells? Oxygen transport. So here we go. We need oxygen, and so another partner, a partner of the blood to transport the oxygen is to you got to breathe to get the oxygen in. So this is what we are going to talk about. So I put it into small pieces. I hope I can manage it to do what I expected. But all right, so let's get started. All right, so here is that our body is a multicellular organism. So we have many cells. So this is one of that example, the cells. Then the question I have to you is that why do you need to breathe? Okay, why do you need to have an oxygen? Why do we need to have blood to transport oxygen, the cardiovascular system to transport blood, and to breathe in oxygen? Why is it? Why do you need to? Oh, you will die, right, if you don't have the oxygen. But why? Why do you need oxygen to be alive? It's because that the cell need oxygen. The cell actually the cell really need is ATP. So we learned that in the cell membrane. This is cell wall. This is okay. In the cell membrane or cell wall, we have the sodium, potassium, ATPase. So that's the pump that require ATP. It's just one example of this active transport that requires ATP. Our body has many different cellular functions that use ATP as the energy source. So how do we get the ATP? That's the thing. We know that we need ATP, but how do we get the ATP? Is that right here we have the mitochondria. So mitochondria produce ATP. However, now you need to ask, okay, how we have the mitochondria, but how does mitochondria produce ATP? Mitochondria produce ATP through a process called oxidative phosphorylation. So that's how we produce ATP. With this, we know that we need an oxygen. So here you can see that you need some oxygen, you need some food. So you need to get food. You can get the glucose, carbohydrates, or you can get protein or lipid. They all get converted into pyruvate and then go through the mitochondria. There's a citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle, and then go through this electron transport chain. This process, then they produce ATP, lots of ATP. And so that's why you need oxygen, because you need to provide the mitochondria the substrates that it needs to produce the ATP that your cells need. Right? So you make him happy, then it will make you happy, right? So that's that. So with this, we know that although we are breathing, but essentially it's the cell that needs the oxygen. And so we call this a cellular respiration. Which this is an organelle, right? So mitochondria is an organelle. There are so many organelles here. Which organelles need oxygen? There are many need oxygen, but the primary one, what is the primary organelle need oxygen? That is the mitochondria. Now, when it uses the oxygen to produce ATP, it has a side product right here. It has two side products. One is water, the other one is carbon dioxide, so CO2. And so, well, you got some gases, O2 go to your cell. The cell produce ATP, but the side products, the byproducts basically, byproduct is CO2. So now you have also need to transport that oxygen out. breathe it out. You don't want to accumulate those in the body. So that's that. So this is the foundation of why we need to breathe, because we need to feed mitochondria good stuff, and the mitochondria will return good stuff to you. And we also need to help mitochondria to get rid of these metabolic waste products. All right, knowing that, let's go back to see our body. How do we provide the mitochondria the oxygen, and how do we provide the system to pick up the trash, CO2, and get rid of it somewhere, right? We need to breathe it out. So basically, it will go back to lung, and we breathe it out. So in order to have that system, our body have this cardiovascular system. We are already very familiar with this system. So we have a lecture on it, we have lab on it, we have an exam on it. So you know all the detail about it. So you are the expert of it. But what we are going to do is just, we are not going to talk about it all over again, right? We're just going to, the thing about learning the physiology is, or any science, I believe, is that there's always some overlap between different topics. They are not, isolated individual concept. There are some connection. There are some overlap. So here is that. Okay, it's a reminder. Now we are looking at this from different angle. We are looking at the gases transport. So this is the cardiovascular system. We know that we have the heart, 4 chambers, and then you have this systemic circulation from the aorta back to the right atrium, then pulmonary circulation go to the lung, going back. All right. So here is that we have, in order to make the mitochondria happy, we need to pick up oxygen, and then we need to help it to get rid of CO2. So in the pulmonary circulation, we are in the interface between our blood and the air. So this is the place that you're gonna exchange air. You're gonna get some oxygen from the air, and you're gonna release that CO2 back to the air. So this is the pulmonary circulation, where your blood pick up oxygen. And then also you release CO2. And while this good oxygenated blood going through the systemic circulation, this systemic circulation will transport that high oxygen blood to the local tissue, or the local tissue will capture those very rich, high concentration, high good quality of this oxygen air captured by the hemoglobin, transport to the red blood cells, and then release them into the local tissue. So in the local tissue, through the systemic circulation, you will release those in the capillary, right? In the capillary, release those into the local tissue. So you will release CO2 to the local tissue, and at the same time, CO2 produced from the mitochondria will get picked up by the blood, and then blood will continue that journey, and then bring it back to the heart, and in the pulmonary circulation, they're gonna release that CO2 into the air. So in the systemic circulation, in the local tissue, we release the CO2, and we pick up the, we release the O2, and then we pick up the CO2. So that's that. So this is our system. So the blood portion, right? And then in the pulmonary, we release the CO2, and then we pick up the O2. So in the pulmonary though, this is in which organ is it? It's in the lung. So this is the interface. So let's get closer, look into these pulmonary, the lung interface like area. Okay, so we can find that this is how we get the air. We need to breathe, right? In order to get the air into the lung, you need to breathe. So the air will come through from from a system. This system is called respiratory tracts. It involves different components. So you got to have the air coming from the environment. So it will either go through the nasal cavity or oral cavity. You can breathe through either of those. The idea is through the nasal is because nasal cavity you have different uh, 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 design that you have several folding in the nasal cavity, right? You probably know that it's called concave. So we have three folds, and also the skin inside is very um, thin, much thinner than the oral. Oral, you bite on it, you have food. Sometimes it's very hard, sometimes it's soft. But in the air, we don't. The skin is very thin. Yeah, so that helps us to do several things. One is to uh, very quickly moisture your air. So when the air coming in from here to the body, they will very quickly get moisturized. So they will be modified to be in a condition that your body won't feel irritated, right? Because that is the air from the outside, and your body you want to maintain the good stable environment in the body. So this nasal cavity provide that. It will moisturize it. It will also um, control the temperature because with the blood circulation in the nasal skin, it will um, maintain the good consistent temperature. And so that warm and humidified air will then go through the pharynx and then go through the larynx. This larynx is the uh, edge or the border to set apart from the upper respiratory tracts to the lower respiratory tracts. From these points on, it will go into the trachea, and then trachea will go into the two bronchi, okay, bronchial, and then primary bronchial, secondary bronchial, tertiary bronchial, a lot of little branches. And then this bronchial will reach to alveoli. So that is our respiratory tracts. You need to know this involves several anatomical parts, although anatomy is not our primary focus, but this is something you already know. Yeah, but you need to have that knowledge in order to know these respiratory tracts. You need to basically all this, I think. Yeah, so that's that. I am not sure if I don't think I will have that question, but if I block this, you should know. Okay, it's not that complicated. Nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, and this portion will be lower. So which part is higher, which upper, which part is lower respiratory, and the trachea, bronchial, lungs. So this large thing is lung. So that's that. All right. When the air reach to the small bronchial, it will reach to alveoli. I think that's right here, alveoli. So this is where the air start to get into your blood. Alveoli is air sacs. So you can see that this is like a open bag to let the air coming in here, and with a thin cell membrane, it will go into, if we come into these area, we expand it, you can see that air will coming from the alveolus go into the capillary. In the capillary, you have the red blood cell. Red blood cell will capture the oxygen, and then the blood will go through the red blood cell CO2 will go through the red blood cell and release the CO2 back to the alveoli. Then when you breathe in, O2 comes in. When you breathe out, CO2 goes out. So this is the interface between the air and the blood. So that's that. All right, so this is the overview of the respiratory system. The next up, we are going to talk about the molecular level, in the cellular level. How does these gas get transported? But let's just take a break, and we come back soon.